Hello everyone, welcome to Hot Wheels Collector OA, and today we are in a special new series called Hot Wheels Modern Classics. And today we're going to be taking a look at the GT Scorcher, designed by the late Ryu Asada and released in 2021 by Hot Wheels. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. As I mentioned before, the GT Scorcher was designed by the late Ryu Asada, and it was released in 2021, at least the tail end of Ryu's life. Yeah, I feel so bad saying that. Now, in case you couldn't tell, I don't have the 2021 version, and I would like to pick it up, but because it's a GT Scorcher, what do you expect? However, one thing to note, one of these GT Scorchers is entirely undocumented on the Hot Wheels wiki. Yeah, one of the versions of the cars was never documented yet. So, I'll give you a sneak peek at that casting in a little bit. So, the first GT Scorchers that lots of collectors recognize is this version from 2022. It has rear MC5s with a white trim. And on the front, we have black aero discs with the white rim. And of course, we have the iconic glossy red. In case you couldn't tell, there's some chips on here, but I got this a few months ago at a flea market, so yeah, expected. The decal, we have a number 8 right here, and I think right here is Lawson or something, I'm not sure. I mean, that decal, I believe, will carry on to the next release. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure, really. And right here in the front, we actually have a moving splitter. Yeah, you can use and you can push it up for track use, or you can put it down for, well, regular use. Which is what I like, I guess, but it's so common when it comes to Group 5 race cars like this. But yeah, I mean, the fact that this was based on an actual Group 5 race car just a year before the actual Super Silhouette Sylvia came out is so crazy. We also have a black windows. Now, I assume we have a black plastic interior and a gray base. Like, overall, I do like the decals of this casting. Like, this version is really cool. I really genuinely like this version because, well, it's actually nostalgic to me. And fun fact, this is the exact same casting, or the same color variation of the casting that I used in one of my older videos all the way back in 2023, back during the Cars Fan 2008 era. So, I'm kind of nostalgic for this version of the casting, and it still really is a cool one, nonetheless. And I do like the fact that the headlights are a part of the interior windows, along with the rear piece as well. Those are actually the taillights. But then we're gonna move along, as later in the year, GT Scorcher is one of the many cars to be given a recolor, and I'm of course talking about this version right here. This casting has a yellow interior, clear windows, rear black MC5s with a yellow trim this time, and instead of the aero disc, they actually decided to change it out for a black PR5 with a gray rim. Now that's really interesting, honestly. This is the newest one that I have out of the bunch. Well, for a while it was the newest, until I got another one the other day. Overall, I don't think the yellow interior looks good. I mean, it looks really weird. Really cursed. Really cursed. Like, it's like everything inside is made out of a banana. Like, like, I don't know what to say about this version of the casting. The MC5 is cool, but the PR5 just doesn't really work for the GT Scorcher to me, really. It really doesn't work. Overall, yeah, it also has the same decals, but instead of white, they replaced the white with yellow instead. Yellow, orange. Yeah, it's still the same car, really. And the same decals, just with different colors. And overall, it's an okay version of the GT Scorcher. But then, we're gonna go into, well, larger territory, as we have the pullback speeders GT Scorcher. Oh, wait. That's better. So this is I believe it's a 143 scale model, or 143 scale toy as kids would call it. It has a metal flake blue with black, white, and purple decals. The rear has a black PR5 with a white trim and rubber tires. In the front also has the white aero disc with rubber tires. Now, what's interesting is that the larger version doesn't have a moving splitter, unlike the original version. But unlike the original version, though, it also, to make up for this, it has an opening hood. On this turntable, you can actually see that the front hood actually opens like a real Group 5 race car. That's a neat attention to detail right there. And you can actually get a clearer look at the engine inside. Like, that's really neat. I don't think any other Hot Wheel car has done this in like years, actually. Also, in here we have a chrome and black interior, which is a lot more detailed than I initially thought. Still, the headlights and the tail lights are part of the interior window mold. Right here and here. Overall, I think this is one of the best versions of GT Scorcher that we have, but it would end up being a precursor or predecessor to what I say is one of the most famous GT Scorchers out of the bunch. Also, it has a pullback. So in 2024, Hot Wheels Let's Race released. So what car did they choose as the main character? Of course, they went with Ryu Asada's most beloved designs, that being the GT Scorcher. This one, interestingly, is entirely inaccurate to the actual model in the show. This car has a rear set of black aero discs with a white trim, but the front set of wheels is interesting. It is a black 10-spoke with pink rims. Yeah, really weird wheel combination right there. And we got a purple interior piece, a white base, and I think those are aqua blue windows. So yeah, I think those are the blue or aqua blue windows, which is pretty interesting. Now, this is honestly one of my favorite GT Scorchers. Well, it was until recently. Yeah, the white base here looks very, very weird. It looks very out of place. But it does work as the hero car of the show. It really does. Come on. Now, I gotta warn you, there's a release that looks entirely similar to this version of the casting. Now, before we get to that, we gotta talk about the 2025 release of GT Scorcher. We got this version from the Hot Wheels Retro Racers 5-pack. It actually has both sets of wheels this time, that being black aero discs with an orange chrome trim. And it has a chrome base, went back into the black interior, smoked black windows, glossy green, black, orange, and white decals. Now, unlike the previous releases, it doesn't have the decals on the hood, or the roof, or the spoiler. Now, here's the thing though. This is the first ever GT Scorcher to be ever made in Indonesia. So I think since this is their first attempt, I think that's why they didn't do the decals on the hood or the or the roof, or even the spoiler. Nothing too much going on with this casting, but it does look like a real Group 5 race car at this point, just except the decals on the hood, roof, and spoiler is missing. But then, we have the very last one, which I believe is entirely undocumented, to the point it's not even in Hot Wheels Wiki yet. Yes, I'm talking about the brand new 2026 GT Scorcher color shifter. This one has a color changing body, which means it can change from black to blue, and just like the original GT Scorcher from 2024, we have the rear set of aero discs with the white trim, and the front set of 10 spokes with the purple trim. And also, this is the first, and I believe the only color shifter to have a metal body in a plastic base. Yeah, and plus, you may have noticed something familiar with this casting. It is this almost the identical decals to the 2024 version. No, there are a lot of differences here, sure. Like most parts right here, like the white is removed and is replaced with blue. The purple here is transformed to blue. The purple back here is replaced with blue. The white is gone. Like, yeah, the white is entirely omitted from the car, except for the white plastic base, of course. Besides that, it's still the same. Now, it is a color changer, so that means it can change from black to blue. And I'll show you that at the end of the video. Okay, I got the hot water, I got the GT Scorcher, let's dip it in. Whoa! Yup, it actually changes to blue, just like what I mentioned. And yeah, I think the windows are still clear. Yeah, they're still clear windows. Now, let me dump this out and bring this back into its normal color. Alright, come on. What? I think it just turned it to dark green. I'm not really sure what really happened there. And here are all of the GT Scorchers released between 2022 all the way to 2025. Now technically this is a 2025 release, but yeah. So, what do I have to say about GT Scorcher? Actually, GT Scorchers honestly became one of my favorite castings, and the thing is, I don't think a lot of collectors appreciate it too much, mostly because it appeared in Hot Wheels Let's Race, but overall, aside its TV show appearance and its recent video game appearance, that being Let's Race Ultimate Speed, released in October 2025, I believe GT Scorcher should become a Hot Wheels classic. I mean, we already got Hot Wheels Group 5 race cars, or Le Mans style race cars, like the Soul Air CX-4, or maybe some kind of tuner car, like, I don't know, maybe Super Tsunami, or of course Showstopper, also known as the Sear Tuner, and also, don't forget, MST Suzuka, which is also still around in 2025. Now, unfortunately though, MST Suzuka has not seen a lot of releases recently, especially with its unfortunate 2022 release and its amazing 2025 release in the Hot Wheels Silver Series. But we don't know if we're ever going to get a Silver Series version of the GT Scorcher as part of a special collection. Like, I'm not really sure. And hopefully they will release the pullback version in a smaller scale like these guys. So anyways, this is Hot Wheels Collector 08 signing off. Peace! Back during the Hot Wheels Collector... Oh! Like some kind of tuner cars, like the